Hello everybody, it is me Flygon, your coach of the Florida Flyguns, and look at that! I uploaded a video consistently. Kind of, I don't know, this is like a week old battle, but still, I uploaded it pretty soon, at least relative to my last video. Anyways, that doesn't fucking matter. Welcome to another week of the TCL, and this week we are going to be facing off against Fox and his Indie Ivysaurs, with a team of Mew, Salamence, Mamoswine, Azumarill, Skarmory, Moltres, Drapion, Miltank, Hitmonchan, and Leafeon. He switched it out week 5 for Vileplume, but he had a Leafeon this week. So I got that Sonic Colors final boss music blast in the background because this is the battle that is important to me, that I really want to win. Like, don't get me wrong, I wanted to win all the previous battles, but this to me is more important, because we are both 4-0. He was ranked number 1 on the preseason power rankings, and he is the only one other than me that can be debated to be the best in the league. And I have an ego, so I need to be proven as the best in the league, which is why we got that final boss music blasting, why I went all out in the team builder, and why I was determined to do my best to win this fucking battle. I don't know about a 6-0, but, you know, gonna try my best. Anyways, let's go over the team for week 5. Let's get that energy going through us, you know, let's get hype. So first of all, we got a Choice Specs Gengar, and... oh, whoops, that's a replay, my bad. Well, fuck. Okay, so where's this team? Alright, there it is. So, Choice Specs Gengar just clicks buttons against his team a lot. He just doesn't really have a switch in for it. Even Drapion has very low special defense and HP, so it can't take too many hits even if it's specially defense invested. So just breaking holes with Gengar is going to be extremely important, and not only that, but it just has a really good speed tier against his team, and it's going to be an amazing late game leader as long as he doesn't have any like surprise Scarfers or anything. Next up, we got Rotom Heat with a Charty Berry, Will-O-Wisp, Overheat, Volt Switch, and Reflect. I should have gone over the moves. I mean, it's Gengar. I'm mostly going to be clicking Shadow Ball and Sludge Bomb. You know this. But this Rotom Heat set is built to A, check Choice Banded Mamoswine, since it can eat a Choice Banded Stone Edge with Charty Berry, and Will-O-Wisp it. And it's sped crept for Mamo either way, but it's made to switch into Mamo at least once pretty safely, since it doesn't have to be scared of any like hard reads with Stone Edge. We got Reflect to set up one of our late game cleaners in the background and one of our setup sweepers. And just in general, Rotom just seems really good this match. He really doesn't have that much for it, and Will-O-Wisp is very annoying for his team. So having a utility Rotom like this is very good. So once again, we are running a Nasty Plot Azelf this week with Life Orb, Fire Blast, Psychic, Shadow Ball. We can actually afford to run Modest, because being generous, his speed tiers are ass. The best thing he has is base 100s, and that's it. So I can run Modest and be 1 speed point faster than his entire team, which is amazing. It makes for amazing damage output. Plus 2, Fire Blast demolishes like max HP Drapion. Like, it's crazy. And even then, with like a little bit of Stealth Rock chip against like a fully sped up Drapion, it just fucking kills. So this thing is going to be a monster, and especially with Reflect Up, preventing stuff like Aqua Jet Azumarill or Ice Shard from Mamoswine or any of those priority shenanigans, Azelf can just tank those and just keep on trucking. So Azelf is going to be very key this game. Next up, we got Milotic, Flame Orb, finally running Flame Orb Marvel Scale because it just seems really good this match and we need the added bulk, with Recover, Scald, Haze, and Ice Beam. Haze is obviously for Belly Drum Azumarill because Belly Drum Azu is really scary this match. It's also for Dragonite Salamence. And just in general, he doesn't have a good time breaking this thing at all. Like, once I get rid of a few of his main threats, he just doesn't really break this thing at all. So, very key mon as well, as it always is. It's Milotic, you know. All reliable. Next up, we got a max defense Mamoswine with... sorry, I had a burp there. With Rapid Spin, Stealth Rock, Ice Shard, and Earthquake with leftovers. Basically, just standard defensive Mamoswine. Deals with his offensive threats pretty well. Specifically, Miltank, Drapion, and Hitmonchan just do not do enough to this thing at all. Stealth Rocks are really important in this match, chipping down stuff like Azu, Salamis, Mamoswine, especially Moltres, letting that thing not get him for free at all, and Rapid Spin for hazard removal, since I always want to bring some kind of hazard removal to a match no matter what, especially if my team is especially weak to hazards, which this week it is. So Rapid Spin, important. And finally, we got a Swords Dance Sneasel in the house with Life Orb, Icicle Crash, Throat Chop, and Poison Jab. Again, I'm able to run Adamant because of his weak speed tiers, which is really good and can make for some key kills. And late game, this thing could just punch holes. So yeah, I feel like it's a really good team. I really like it. And without further ado, with the music blasting in the background, let's get into this battle. A battle that, in my opinion, is very important because it'll dictate how the rest of the season will go for either of us, you know? Because if I go on undefeated, I carry that momentum, I carry that with me. But if he wins, then he carries that momentum on with him. So it could just completely dictate the rest of our seasons, depending on who wins and who loses. But I'm ranting, let's start this off. I don't remember what my lead was. It was Rotom Heat, good old reliable Rotom Heat, just being able to set up Reflect, or Volt Switch on stuff, or being able to Will-O-Wisp. Something key, also I just realized, is the fact that he didn't even bring Drapion. So again, just another person who didn't bring a threat that was pretty good against my team on paper. But, you know, as we always say, we fucking take those. So anyways, I Volt Switch here because it's very free, and that's just free 51%. So we love to see it. He U-turns with this Moltres, who is chipped down already. I'm able to get my Logic in and get my Flame Orb immediately, which is really big for being able to switch into stuff like Mamoswine and Azumarill this match. So he sends in Leafeon. It's fine, because I got a Rotom Heat that deals with it pretty well. He Leaf Blades. It does about 22%, so not much. Unfortunately, wasn't able to fit leftovers this match, but it's alright. We're still able to take that hit. So I set up a Reflect here, because it's pretty free, and getting Azu or Sneasel on the field as soon as possible and being able to set them up will be very important and very key into winning this match. So I'm just able to Volt Switch here again. I'm able to kill it this time, so I don't know if the last one was a low roll or a high roll. But either way, being able to get rid of Moltres immediately, very, very nice. We love to see it. So I sent in Gengar since he just doesn't have a good Gengar switch in, except for Hitmonchan, which even then isn't that great. But I'm thinking he'll run like Earthquake or Throat Chop, especially defensive set. And while Gengar can 1v1 this thing on a Reflect, I don't want to take any risks, don't want to take any chances. So I just switch into Donphan. He uses Thief, but he uses Thief, but he has an item, which is very interesting. But, you know, good on him. Maybe he's running some certain tech. Anyways, I'm able to set up Stealth Rocks for free, which is really, really nice, especially for threats like Azumarill. And I don't know, maybe his Mew is like defensive and that Stealth Rock chip could really help. Either way, really good being able to get up hazards very early on in the game. And I realize at this point, hey, this is BDSP. Leafeon doesn't get knockoff. So I can just switch in Gengar for free, especially behind a Reflect, because he literally can't do anything about it. But he yawns here, which is a pretty good play, pretty good call out. So I'm just like, alright, bet. I just go back in my Rotom since it can eat any hit from this thing. He sends in Hitmonchan, and I'm just like, okay, this is my chance. So Will-O-Wisp is very, very free here, and he just stays in, and now he is burned. Obviously, the crit sucks, but this is my chance to set up for Azelf. So this turn, I'm just like, okay, I'm setting up this Reflect. I set up the Reflect. He's bulk up, but it just does not matter, because I Volt Switch here, get a little bit of chip on this. It actually doesn't seem to be very sped up, so I'm surprised since Gengar could have very easily killed this thing, considering Volt Switch did 32 on a utility Rotom Heat set. Anyways, he's still setting up his bulk ups, which is fine with me because I calc literally everything. He cannot kill me with this Reflect up. And so I just Nasty Plot here, and he uses Thief, only does 25%, and this is the perfect position. This is what I've been setting up for. This is what I wanted when building this team. This position right here. And now I am able to just freely click buttons. Psychic, boom, Hitmonchan down. Does not have a switch in at all. He sends in Leafeon. Unfortunately, he does have Protect, which means it stalls out a Reflect turn. But it do not matter, because he just does not have a Psychic switch in, and even if he switches into Mew, then I can just Shadow Ball, and he doesn't have a switch in for a +2 Shadow Ball either, so Leafeon goes down. And at this point, I'm just like, wait, I can 6-0 this dude. Getting another 6-0, a fourth 6-0 of the season. 4 out of 5, and I'm just like, okay, let's see what I can do here. Let's see what I'm working with. So he goes into Mamoswine. I'm contemplating a bit. Do I want to stay in on Ice Shard? Do I want to risk anything? Ultimately, I decide it's better for me to switch out, scout what he's going to go for, and he Ice Cold crashes. And I'm just like, wait, this thing might just be Scarf, considering he went for that, because it doesn't make sense for him to go for that play if he isn't Scarf. You know, that's just a throw. What if I stayed in? So I just stay in here with Rotom, because if I am faster, then I can just Willow. But he is indeed Scarf, but because of the defense investment I had, we do eat those 2 Ice Cold crashes, which is very big, and I set up that Reflect. Very, very big. Obviously, it was a little bit of a risk staying against Mamoswine, since that could have been a roll, but from my knowledge, I was pretty sure I could live another one, no matter the roll. And I was able to, and getting up that Reflect is very important, because he still has Mamo and Azu. So I'm able to switch in Milotic here, and at this point I have a decision, right? I'm scared of Mew, because I don't know what Mew set he has. I could 1v1 Azu easily with Haze and Scald and stuff, but I know for a fact he isn't going to stay in here, because he needs Mamoswine to win. So I'm just like, alright, I have the Reflect up, so there's no risk. I'm going into Gengar, and he goes into Azu, and now I have Gengar in for free. Really good spot. Obviously, I could just click Shadow Ball here, but if he stays in and knockoffs or whatever, I don't know if this thing gets knockoff, but a Banded Liquidation either way is going to hurt a lot. So I just go for the safe play, and I just Sludge Bomb. Does 52% to Mamo, and at this point I'm calculating, does Earthquake kill with Reflect up? And while it's a little shaky, I don't want to risk it, because I want to preserve. I want to see if I can get that 6-0 without having to risk anything like a crit. So he doubles an Azu, I think trying to predict something, or just predicting a switch, which he does get right. And so now I'm in a weird position, right? Sneasel versus Azu. I go into Sneasel because I wanted to switch into Ice Cold Crash, which wouldn't have done that much with Reflect up. And so now I have a choice, either switch into Milotic, because it's my dedicated Azu check, or stay in and Poison Jab. I thought about it for a while, and ultimately I thought Poison Jab was better, because if he was max speed Azumarill and he had super power for Milotic, I was going to be in a super bad position, because I don't know if Milotic could have lived that, especially at 78%. So I just go for damage. I need to chip this thing down, and if he goes for Belly Drum, then it's amazing. So I Poison Jab here, and if he has like no HP investment at all, this has a chance to kill. 71%, really good damage, really good damage. I'm just like, alright, great, Sneasel, you did your job. Poisons, I see the Algol, and I'm just like, wait. And he goes for Belly Drum. He went for the risky Belly Drum play, which I respect, but I called it out. And so now he's in a really bad position. And I'm just like, oh my god, I can't believe that worked out. So he Aqua Jets here. I know I can live. I Poison Jab again, and down goes Azumarill. All he has left is Mamoswine and Mew. He can't go into Mew because Sneasel just chips that thing down so much with a Life Orb Throat Chop. So goes into Mamo here, and I'm just like, okay, what can I go into here? What should I go into here? I'll go to Milotic as a safe switch, just to scout to see what he does. And he goes for Ice Shard, which I'm completely fine with. And so I do a little bit of calcing, realize that Gengar can take 3 of these Ice Shards. So very little risk to go into Gengar, especially if I want to call out like a Mew switch, an aggressive Mew switch, depending on if he's set up or anything. So it does 40%, I'm living. He goes for it again, 42. Shadow Ball will clearly kill this thing, and unless he is Scarf Mew or Siberi Mew, this thing is 100% dying to a Shadow Ball. And now time for the moment of truth. I kill the Mew we get this 6-0, 4th week out of 5. Can't fucking believe it. And so we defeat Fox to not only be the only undefeated player currently, well, not currently, the only undefeated, yeah, currently, because right now it's week 5, but currently being the only undefeated player in the league, but claiming a 4th 6-0 in a row. I'm very, very happy with how this turned out. Very happy. Obviously, you can tell by my tone of voice, I was very hyped for this match. I was pretty excited. I feel like he didn't bring the right mons, and I feel like there was definitely a couple plays he could have cleaned up. But overall, super happy with this match, super happy with how I played. And yeah, that's pretty much the battle. So next week, or now we're finally caught up, so this week, I'm going to be facing Josh of The Crowns, who has a very interesting team. I don't know how I feel about it. So it's definitely gonna be a battle, to say the least. But I'm looking forward to it. We're right now 5-0. Things are looking pretty good for us, and I'm gonna do my best to keep this hot streak going. So thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day, afternoon, or night, whatever time zone you're living in. And I will see you next time. Peace out, everybody.